Yes, urine is good for plants. Human urine contains essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK, which are the main components of most commercial fertilizers. Using urine as a fertilizer, a practice sometimes called pea cycling, can be a cost-effective and sustainable way to provide these nutrients to your garden. How to use urine safely? While urine is beneficial, it's crucial to use it correctly to avoid harming your plants. Undiluted urine can contain high levels of salts and nutrients that can burn a plant's roots. Dilution? The most important step is to dilute the urine with water. A common ratio is 1 part urine to 10 parts water, 1:10, but some gardeners use a stronger 1:3 ratio for plants that are particularly hungry for nitrogen, such as sweet corn. For sensitive plants or seedlings, a more diluted 1:30 or 1:50 ratio is recommended. Application: do not apply urine directly to a plant's leaves or stems. Instead, apply the diluted mixture directly to the soil near the base of the plant. This allows the nutrients to reach the roots, where they can be absorbed. For row crops, apply the mixture in the furrows between rows. What to fertilize? Urine is particularly rich in nitrogen, which promotes leafy, vegetative growth. This makes it ideal for plants grown for their leaves, such as lettuce, kale, spinach, cabbage. It can also be used for other crops like tomatoes, peppers, and corn, especially during their early growth stages when they are developing a strong vegetative base. However, for plants that produce a root vegetable, e.g. carrots, or are grown for their fruit, too much nitrogen can lead to lush foliage at the expense of the harvest. Potential concerns and safety. While urine is generally safe, there are a few things to consider. Pathogens. Urine from a healthy person is typically sterile in the bladder. However, it can pick up bacteria as it exits the body. The World Health Organization, WHO, has a guideline stating that urine from a single household can be safely used in that household's garden without pre-treatment. Pharmaceuticals. Small amounts of pharmaceuticals and hormones can be excreted in urine. However, research suggests that soil microbes are very effective at degrading these compounds, and they do not pose a significant risk of contaminating crops. Smell. Undiluted or aged urine can develop a strong ammonia smell as the urea breaks down. Diluting it and applying it directly to the soil helps to mitigate this. This video is a great resource that discusses the history, science, and practical application of using urine as fertilizer. YouTube video view. Yes, using urine as a fertilizer is a sensible and sustainable thing to do provided it is done correctly. Many sources, including scientific studies and gardening organizations, support this practice. It's not a new idea. Human urine has been used as a fertilizer for centuries. Here's why it's a sensible approach. Nutrient-rich. Human urine is an excellent source of essential plant nutrients, particularly nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK, which are the main components of most commercial fertilizers. By using it, you can provide your plants with the fuel they need to grow strong and healthy. Cost-effective and free. It's a free, readily available resource that eliminates the need to purchase synthetic fertilizers, which are often made using fossil fuels and can be expensive. Environmentally friendly. Reclaiming the nutrients in urine helps close the loop in our food system. Instead of flushing these valuable nutrients into our wastewater systems, where they can cause pollution and contribute to harmful algal blooms, they are returned to the soil. This practice also conserves water that would otherwise be used for flushing. Reduced reliance on synthetic fertilizers. By using a local renewable resource, gardeners can reduce their reliance on large-scale industrial fertilizer production, which has a significant environmental footprint. Important considerations for safe and sensible use. To make this a sensible practice, it's crucial to follow safety guidelines. Dilution is key. Undiluted urine can be too concentrated and can burn plants due to high salt content. The most common recommendation is to dilute urine with water at a ratio of at least 1 part urine to 10 parts water, 1:10. For some plants, a stronger 1:3 ratio can be effective, while sensitive plants may need a much more diluted 1:20 or even 1:50 ratio. Application method. Apply the diluted mixture directly to the soil, not on the leaves or stems of the plants. This prevents potential burning and allows the nutrients to be absorbed by the roots. Choose the right plants. Urine is especially beneficial for plants that require a lot of nitrogen for leafy growth, such as leafy greens, lettuce, spinach, kale, corn, and cabbage. It can also be used on tomatoes, peppers, and other fruiting plants, but it's best applied during the vegetative growth phase. Avoid on certain crops. Some sources recommend avoiding the use of urine on root vegetables or on plants that are eaten raw, like salad greens, as an extra precaution, though the risk of pathogen transmission is considered very low. While some people may feel a sense of ick factor or have ethical concerns, many studies show that when handled properly, the risks of using urine as a fertilizer are minimal, and the environmental benefits are substantial. Yes, human urine can be used as a beneficial fertilizer for a wide range of garden plants, including flowers, bushes, and trees. The principles are the same as with vegetables, but with some specific considerations. How it works for ornamental plants. Just like with edible plants, the high nitrogen content in urine is the main benefit. Nitrogen is crucial for promoting strong, healthy, and lush leafy growth. While this is not always what you want in plants grown for their fruit, as it can hinder fruiting, it is exactly what you want for many ornamental plants. Bushes and trees. Young or established bushes and trees, especially those that are not producing fruit, can benefit greatly from a nitrogen boost to encourage a strong root system and dense foliage. Flowers. The effect on flowers can be mixed. High nitrogen levels tend to promote lush green leaves at the expense of blooms. This is great during the early growth stages to build a robust plant, but you may want to reduce or stop fertilizing with urine once the plant starts to bud and needs more phosphorus and potassium for flowering. However, for container-grown flowers, regular, diluted feeding can work well. Application guidelines. The most important rule for all plants is dilution. 1. Dilution ratio. A 1:10 dilution of urine to water is a safe and effective general-purpose ratio. For larger, more established plants like mature trees, a less diluted ratio might be used, but a 1:10 ratio is always a safe bet. 2. Application method. Flowers and bushes. Apply the diluted mixture to the soil around the base of the plant, avoiding direct contact with the leaves or stems. Trees. For trees, you can apply the diluted urine mixture to the root zone, which extends out to the drip line, the area directly under the outer edge of the branches. This ensures the nutrients are available to the entire root system. For mature trees, you can even apply undiluted urine directly to the soil at the base, as the large root system can handle the concentration, but watering it in is a good practice to prevent a strong odor. 3. Frequency. For most ornamental plants, fertilizing every 2 to 3 weeks during the active growing season, spring and summer, is sufficient. Over-fertilizing can lead to nutrient burn, so watch for signs of yellowing or browning leaves, which can indicate too much of a good thing. Safety and other benefits. Pathogens. As with any use of human urine, it is recommended to use it only from a healthy household. The risk of pathogens is minimal, especially when applied to non-edible plants. Odor. Diluting the urine significantly reduces the odor. The smell of ammonia, which is what gives urine its distinct scent, will be much less noticeable when it's watered down. Soil health. Urine is a low-salt fertilizer compared to some commercial options. It also contributes to the soil's microbial activity and can improve soil fertility. Using urine on perennial plants like bushes and trees can be an excellent, socially acceptable way to cycle nutrients back into your landscape. Yes, many gardening and sustainability experts as well as scientists support the use of human urine as a fertilizer. They are at the forefront of this practice, often calling it pea cycling. Here's why experts are on board and how they approach it. Scientific backing. Experts and researchers at institutions like the Rich Earth Institute and various universities have conducted numerous studies confirming the effectiveness and safety of using urine as a fertilizer. They have found that urine contains the same key nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, as commercial fertilizers. Sustainability and environmental impact. A major driver for experts is the environmental benefit. They highlight that flushing urine down the toilet wastes valuable nutrients and contributes to water pollution. By diverting it, you reduce the strain on wastewater treatment plants and prevent nutrient runoff that can cause harmful algal blooms in waterways. They see this as a way to close the loop in our food and waste systems. Pathogen and health considerations. Experts are well aware of the ick factor and potential health concerns, but they have concluded that the risks are minimal. The World Health Organization, WHO, has even published guidelines stating that urine from a healthy individual can be safely used in a home garden without pre-treatment. They also emphasize that the risk of spreading pathogens is negligible, especially compared to feces, and that soil microbes are highly effective at breaking down any trace pharmaceuticals. Composting and soil science. Many experts recommend using urine not just as a liquid fertilizer but as a powerful activator for compost piles. Its high nitrogen content helps to speed up the decomposition of carbon-rich materials like leaves and wood chips, turning them into nutrient-rich compost much faster. This is seen as a very safe and effective method. Practical guidelines. Experts stress the importance of following a few simple rules, the most crucial of which is dilution. They provide specific dilution ratios, e.g. 1:10 or 1:5 for some crops, and emphasize applying the mixture directly to the soil, not on plant leaves. They also suggest using it on non-edible plants if there is any concern. In short, experts recognize that using urine as a fertilizer is not just a quirky habit, but a scientifically sound, environmentally responsible, and economically sensible practice. While it may not be mainstream yet, it's a growing area of interest in the fields of sustainable agriculture and urban gardening.